If you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll keep getting what you've been getting, living the way you've been living, hurting the way you've been hurting, frustrated, angry, and disillusioned. That's not how you want to live your life. That's repetitious ridiculousness.
This is Mindset with your host, inspirational speaker and author, Jerome Bowser.
Hello, everyone. Today's podcast is for those who are prepared to elevate their life. If you've been feeling stuck, uninspired, or dissatisfied with where you're at, then this episode is tailored for you. It's time to shake things up, make real challenges, and manifest the life you've always desired. With powerful insights, strategies, and actionable steps, we'll lead you on a journey towards transformation and self-discovery. So, buckle up and be prepared to delve deep into your mindset, break free from limitations, and become the best version of yourself. This podcast is your path to a fresh start. Are you ready to embrace it? All right, because we're going to talk about living your next level life. Every man and every woman has a path of life on which they must travel on. And on that path, there is a specific journey which each person must experience. And while walking on that path, you will be challenged. Now know this. The challenge is the experience of life. But don't be alarmed. Everything you need to be successful is already inside of you. You just need to bring it out. Come on now, you got this. For the purpose of an example, let's use our imagination just for a moment. Imagine you're playing a game. Maybe it's a video game, like one of those karate things. Challenges are like those tricky parts that make the game more fun. They might seem hard at first, but once you overcome them, you feel super proud and strong. Just like how beating a tough level in a game unlocks new ones, facing challenges helps you learn new things and get better at stuff. You might even discover hidden talents you never knew existed. So next time a challenge comes your way, remember, it's a chance to grow and become even more awesome. Now, while being challenged, you need to have a strong support system to see you through successfully, because the challenge is the catalyst to take your life to the next level. If you want that next level life, that champagne life, that diamond life, there are some things which are necessary to eliminate so that new things can be put in place. First and foremost, I want to be clear that for me, discovering Jesus and his message was the catalyst for my life changing. But what I learned from that comes from the Bible scripture in James 2:18. Faith without works is dead, which means that faith alone is not enough if it isn't accompanied by action. This led me to the discovery of what I call the 5 Ds. It was faith and the 5D formula which brought me out of the darkness I lived in for so long. I want to share each of these with you with a brief explanation of application. So, I've been alive for a long time now, and let me tell you, it hasn't all been rainbows and sunshine. For almost 3 decades, I lived a destructive, non-productive life. But then I came in contact with Jesus, and he totally changed everything for me. I mean, I read this verse in the Bible that said faith without works is dead. And basically it means that just believing in something isn't enough. You actually have to do something with it and about it. And so years later, while reviewing those gut-wrenching years, I noticed a pattern which progressively changed everything for me. And that's when I discovered what I now call the 5 Ds. The 5 Ds are decision, detachment, discipline, determination, and deliverance. They are like the keys to turning your life around. They kind of work like this. First, you have to make a decision that you want to change. Then, you need to detach yourself from all the negative stuff holding you back. Next comes discipline. You have to stick to your goals no matter what. Determination is a super important thing too, because you can't give up when things get tough. And finally, you got to deliver on your promises to yourself. These actions, mixed with faith and a belief in myself, is what worked for me. I am confident this formula will help you reach your goals, living your next level life. Allow me to share a little more about each of these, individually, one by one. Let's start with decision. Before you can do anything else, you must make the decision that you are finished living the way you have lived up to this point, and that it's time for complete change. Now, this is essential. If you find yourself living someone else's life, not your own, you must make the decision to change that narrative and move forward. What do I mean by someone else's life? That might mean that you have permitted or given permission for someone else to either dictate what they think you should be or do, or you allowed another person to be a part of your life, and once they got in, they destroyed you from the inside out. In a case like that, you have to make a decision about handling your own life. Take back your life. Secondly, we're talking about detachment. There are some things you're going to have to sacrifice, be detached from, like TV time. That might seem simple, but TV, while it is entertaining, is one of the greatest thieves of your time. Time is the most valuable asset of your life, and it's precious. So it's important to use it wisely to achieve your goals. You'll also may have to sacrifice time with some of your friends. In fact, you'll discover that once you are embarking on this journey, many of your friends will not be able to walk with you. Also, as a word to the wise, it is really smart to don't tell everyone what you're attempting to accomplish. Why? Well, all I'm going to say is that you'd be surprised at how many negative responses you might get about you trying to succeed, you trying to live a better life, you trying to reach your goals from some of your so-called friends. It will surprise you. Next, we're going to talk quickly about discipline. It is imperative that you create a new mindset, which includes changing your attitude about yourself, removing negative thoughts and speech, and developing new habits. Why? Because it's the assistant of the old habits that got you here. To keep your eyes on the prize, you're going to have to change your negative friends. You must be willing to change, adapt, recreate, and then live like you own it. The bottom line is you're creating a new person. And in doing that, everything you ever knew, especially those things that have been holding you back, must go. Not too long ago, my brother had passed away, and I ended up with a lot of his possessions. A couple of his possessions were some old laptop computers he had. Now, they were old, but they worked to the degree. They would operate. I can get certain things, but there were other things I couldn't do because he never updated them. So I figured, these are my brother's old laptops. There's a couple of things that I wanted to hold on in memory of him. So I made the decision that I was going to do something about those laptops. So I decided to change the operating system from what it was to something newer. I got a hold of some Linux material, and I began to learn how to exchange the operating system. You have to first strip the previous system before you can install the new system. Then next you have to know how to install the next system and what else is necessary to support the download for the system to be applied. There was language that I was not familiar with, things I had to look up, research I had to do, but lo and behold, I eventually got that Linux operating system to download and upload into my brother's old computer, and it made his laptop like a brand new computer. I bring this out because one of the things you must take inventory of is this. You need to answer the question, what operating system are you working with? Are you working with an efficient, outdated system? Or is it something else going on in your life that you're holding on to? Perhaps you think it's time for an upgrade. Or are you content with the system you're working with? Your old operating system got you where you are right now. How's that working out for you? I want to tell you something about a law that many people don't pay attention to. There is a law that's called the law of repetition. The application of this law can work both negatively or positively. It's all a matter of how you apply it. For an example, if you're going to keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting, living the way you've been living, hurting the way you've been hurting, frustrated, angry, and disillusioned. That's not how you want to live your life. That's repetitious ridiculousness. Something's got to change, and it's got to change right now. Your next level life happens when you change you. So, when you apply the law of repetition in the positive mode, you get a positive set of results. Now, your reverse truth becomes your new truth. When you make positive adjustments to yourself, that's when your life gets even better. By replacing and repeating positive actions over and over, you'll start seeing positive outcomes. Your old beliefs will be replaced with new and better ones. But let it be known, you absolutely have to be ready to change that old operating system. The challenge here is removing everything that you're familiar with, much like my brother's old laptop, in order for you to start brand new. Are you prepared to function at the best version of yourself? Can you stand being the best you know you can be? Once you change your operating system, your everything is enhanced. You're on point, you're quicker, and you're processing life much better. Now, I don't know who or what you believe in or are inspired by, but I can speak for myself. I've found Jesus to be the operating system for life. And yeah, I have some more news for you too. Jesus has scheduled you for an operating system update. And that update allows you to operate your life using the same system he operates on. All you have to do is ask. That's it. Come on now. We're talking next level living here. The next thing I want to talk to you about is determination. And I want to tell you a little story. One day, and this is true by the way, I was waiting to cross a busy street when I noticed this fuzzy looking caterpillar navigating his way through oncoming traffic going towards the other side. Every time a car would pass by, the wind from the car would blow him back to the curb. The amazing thing was he would turn around instinctively and start over again. I mean, he literally was facing the opposite way he was going when the wind blew him and turned completely around to go back the way he intended to. This happened a number of times before I felt some kind of way for the little fella, and I picked him up and dropped him off on the next block. But it was his determination and resolve that made a lasting impression on me and prompted me to write this short story about a caterpillar and a butterfly. Once upon a time, in a green meadow, Bella, a beautiful butterfly, fluttered gracefully from flower to flower, her vibrant wings shimmering in the sunlight. Nearby, Charlie, a chubby caterpillar, was munching contentedly on a leaf, dreaming of the day he would become a butterfly like Bella. One day, Bella landed gracefully beside Charlie and struck up a conversation. "Hello there, little caterpillar," she said with a smile. "I couldn't help but notice you admiring my wings. Are you dreaming of flying through the air like me?" Charlie looked up at Bella with wide eyes, his mouth full of leaf. "Oh, yes," he replied. "I long to soar through the air and see the world from above." Charlie listened intently as Bella shared her incredible transformation story from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Bella described how she was once in a cozy chrysalis and emerged as a stunning butterfly. She encouraged Charlie to embrace change and trust the process of becoming something extraordinary. Although Charlie was initially hesitant, he felt a spark of hope and excitement about the possibility of undergoing a remarkable transformation. He was captivated by the butterfly's tail and eagerly looked toward experiencing a similar change in the future. Well, Bella giggled and gave Charlie a little pat on the back with her tiny wing. "Don't stress, Charlie," she said with a smile. "Right now, you may be a caterpillar, but you have so much potential. Inside of you is the power to change into a stunning butterfly, just like me." Well, Charlie's eyes got big with wonder. "Is that real?" he exclaimed. "But how can that even happen?" "It's all part of nature's grand design," Bella explained. "You see, the blueprint for your transformation is already inside of you. Once you have made up your mind and the time is right, you will undergo a remarkable metamorphosis, emerging from your chrysalis as a stunning butterfly." Well, Charlie's heart filled with hope and excitement. "I can't wait to begin my transformation," he said eagerly. "Thank you for sharing your wisdom with me, Bella. I will remember your words as I prepare for my journey." Charlie had finished all the steps, and it was time for him to make his own cocoon. He had to wrap himself up and wait for something amazing to happen. And just like Bella said, one day he broke free from his cocoon and turned into a beautiful butterfly. His wings sparkled in the sun, just like Bella's did. Well, Bella watched proudly as Charlie took flight for the first time, soaring through the sky with grace and beauty. You see, Charlie, you were always meant to be a butterfly. Believe in your transformation and let your true colors shine. And as Charlie danced through the meadow, his heart filled with joy and gratitude for the miraculous journey that had led him to this moment, he knew that he would always be grateful for Bella's wise words and the gift of transformation that has changed his life forever. Boys and girls, this is like the ultimate example of never giving up. Charlie is a butterfly. Next comes deliverance. Becoming deliverant is truly a life experience. Changing the system is a powerful metaphor for personal transformation. Just as installing a new operating system on a laptop can completely revitalize its functionality, making changes in our own lives can lead to a fresh start and new opportunities. By taking the necessary steps to upgrade your mindset, habits, and behaviors, you can unlock your full potential and create the life you truly desire. The process involves embracing change and being open to new possibilities. But most importantly, it's about keeping true to the promises you made to yourself. What you profess about yourself, your personal ambitions, your prayers, and anything you confess is not only positive, but actually becomes who you are. That is key to experiencing deliverance and living your next level life. So let's review some of the takeaways from our message today. To get the most from what was discussed, try asking yourself the following questions. What is my dream? Charlie had a dream of being a butterfly. Find, then follow your pathway to your dream. What is my decision? Do I have a made-up mindset? Like Charlie, you need to know that you know this is right for you. Be mentally prepared. How do I exercise discipline? By believing in yourself, trusting the process, like Bella told Charlie, embrace change, keep your vision before you, and allow the process to activate the blueprint for your life. Well, what about my level of determination? Remember, this is your life. Be resolute to see transformation all the way through. Realize that you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Charlie moved from being doubtful to being assured, from living on the ground to flying through the air, from looking like a hairy worm to becoming a beautiful airborne creature of God. When you change the system, you change your life. Remember, you're about to operate from a completely new system, capable of accomplishing great and dynamic things, living out your dream life. As I said before, I know this works because it worked for me as well as others. So rejoice, praise God, give thanks, and live. So, in conclusion, there you have it. By confronting your present self with the prospect of your future self, you can chart a course to transition from the way you once lived into positioning yourself to live a new way. Go ahead and reclaim your dreams. Plan for your journey to transformation. Embrace the challenges and the process. And like Charlie, be ready to see the world from above. Now you're prepared to live that next level life. And that's what I sincerely want for you. I hope and pray this message is beneficial to you. I would love to hear from you, your story, and know if we helped you in any way. Please listen until the end for contact details. I really would love to hear from you. Until next time, remember, nothing can stop you if you master your mind. God bless until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Mindset. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend and subscribe to our podcast for more inspiring content. You can contact Jerome on his website, motivateminds.me, for more motivation and inspiration. You can also listen to Mindset on YouTube. Just type in Jerome Bowser. Remember his motto: nothing can stop you if you master your mind. Until next time, keep living your best life.